good evening class, welcome back. I'm trainer Shan, and before we go into the program proper, let's have another round of introduction to get to know each other better. Okay, so in this icebreaker, I would like you and your partner to introduce yourself in front of the class and tell us one thing that is so special about yourself that everybody doesn't know. Alright, so let me start with myself. My name is Shan, and my nickname when I was young is called Ugly Duckling or the Little Blackie. So now people call me the Black Swan. So something special about myself. So maybe we have a quick round of introduction starting with
Okay, so I'm Serene and I love drinking Chinese soup because I'm Cantonese and I can drink up to 4 bowls of 7.
Wow, that's really amazing. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
I'm Edwin and I scuba dive.
Scuba dive, awesome. I love to learn that one day. How about you, Sean?
I'm Sean. I used to work for intelligence agency.
Wow, that's really interesting and special.
I'm Maria. I used to once punch a classmate and she bled.
Wow.
Now I'm getting worried.
Okay, don't worry about that. Yeah, so thank you all for sharing. That's a little interesting, fun tidbits about yourself that everybody can learn. Okay, moving on today, a continuation of last week's lesson. We're going to present information in appropriate speech structures in order to achieve your objective. Because we learned that in the last lesson, all of you have different professional goals and personal goals to achieve to become a better communicator and use that presentation for your clients in future. So on your handout given to you, we have some ideas that we're going to go through some activities. So let's go deep into that. So since all of you are in pairs, I'd like you to brainstorm on this. What makes presentation memorable? And this is what I call the 1-minute challenge. So as fast as possible, write down on your post-it notes, discuss with your partner, and put it down on the flip chart. What makes presentation memorable? And we'll have one of you to present from each group. And your time starts now. You can discuss with your partner as well, and then record the ideas over the flip chart. What makes presentation memorable? 30 seconds to go. Seconds to go. Okay, this group is ready. Awesome, thank you, Sean. Can we have Team A over here to share with us what, in your opinion, what makes presentation memorable?
Both Edwin and I thought of stories.
Stories.
Edwin also thought of pictures. I like humor and wittiness and
Right.
also some videos.
Videos. Okay, thank you very much. Can we hear from your team?
We also share some things like the use of humor, content and stories, body language, and charm.
And charm, can you elaborate? Charm, as in
Charm, the way the person carries himself is charming.
Right. Okay, thank you very much for your quick sharing. Awesome. Does anybody have something else to add? No? Okay, perfect. So to recap, some of the ideas that you think makes presentation memorable are these: stories, good use of humor, video, multimedia videos, use of body language, as well as charisma or charm. Alright, keeping that in mind, we're going to use some of these elements in today's class. So a bit of a link back to our previous lesson where we talk about different structures, and here are some structures that you can use. For instance, can we have Maria to read out?
Point, reason, example, point.
Right, okay. So point, reason, example, point is one example of a structure that it is very easy to use in your application to speeches, where it helps you to elaborate more. the second one? Sean?
Sweet.
Swing.
Pros and cons, before and after, costs and benefits.
Thank you, Sean. Yes, so swing is an approach where you can imagine a pendulum. So meaning that you can take a different approach when a question or topic is given to you. Examine the pros and cons. You can talk about that, or before and after effect, or the last one is cost and benefit. And last but not least, can we have Edwin?
A time, present, past, present, and future.
That's right. So the application of time is a chronological approach. How do you explain your past experience, your present moment, and then what your aspiration means for the future? Alright, so you can jot this down on the handout, and later I'll get everybody to practice some of these ideas that we have. Do you have any questions at this point that you need to clarify? Okay, great. All good? Right, moving on. Yes, this is an important part of this lesson where we'll examine what are the do's and don'ts of preparing good dynamic speeches and presentations. So on the handout that I've given out to you, it is a template of things that we can look out for in future. A show of hands, how many of have watched Obama's presidential speeches years ago? And do you still remember some of the things that he said?
I don't remember.
Not really. Okay, how about the recent presidential election? Yes, Trump, right? Alright, so today we don't have Trump here, but I'm going to give each of you a special role in the next activity. But before we go into that, I would like to elaborate more about this template and how all of you can take ownership and apply this in your future speeches. Alright, let's take a look at the first box. The first area pertains to the upper zone. Serene, can you read out the upper zone? What do you envision when you're looking at somebody like a trainer or a presenter? Normally, what are the things that you look out for?
The eyes, the
The
smile,
eyes, right? The smile.
the hair, whether it's messy or not,
Okay.
whether it's wearing any accessories that's very distracting.
I see. Accessories as well. Alright. Okay. How about Edwin? For, let's say, the middle part of the body, the chest area, or like the posture and gestures, normally what do you recall from good presenters about them?
Maybe not slouching,
Mm-hmm.
standing straight.
Okay. Straight posture.
Based on all this, right?
Yeah, that's right. So in terms of gesturing,
Good hand movements,
movement.
meaningful movements,
yes.
not overdone.
Yes, that's right. On that, I have a story to share. I once saw one of the presenters, he was gesturing a lot and it became a distractor to a lot of the audience. So the next time, he minimizes his gestures and it became more impeccable. So gesturing, while it is good, but don't overuse it. Use it with purpose. So that's about gesturing. And finally, for this group, for the lower area, that means from your waist downwards, your leg, your movement. What do you observe from most excellent presenters?
They don't stand still.
They don't stand still.
As in, because if you just stand still at one place and you don't move, it looks like you're stone, and then you just lose
Right,
the
so-
attention.
Right. So in that way, is it like purposeful movement of your body
Yeah,
to
purposeful, right?
present or express an idea?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So meaningful movement,
Meaningful pacing.
pacing. Okay. Sean, do you have anything to add? Alright. And finally, one thing for all of us to look out for is the last part. It's the space fillers. Have you heard of any speaker who always keeps saying, I know, actually, basically? Was it distracting? Yes, for real? Yes. And also in your speeches, I want you to look out for all these things. The A-E-I-O-U-S. So in short, it is called the 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 A, the I know, okay lah, you know. Okay, so later on, when you are doing that in the next activity, I would like you to jot down all these pointers, what you observe from the speaker from doing that. So this is part of the peer review and the feedback. Alright, are we all ready to start? Yes, great. Alright, so we're going to have some class activity right now, and I think that our time permits us for everybody to do this question. So can I have the first volunteer here to take this challenge? Alright, thank you.
Where I stand?
Yeah, you can stand over here. Yes. So if you have USD $1 million right now, what would you do with it? Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to construct your ideas using the structure that we have learned earlier, the point, reason, example, point, the swing approach, or the time approach. You can choose any of these speech structures to answer this question. And if you need help, you can discuss with Edwin, your partner, for about 1 minute before presenting your ideas. Okay, so for the rest of us, I have a role for everybody. So look at this handout that I've given you. Right? Observe as we speak. Which are the components or characteristics that she expresses? Right? And that if there is an element, put a tick against that. Alright, Serene, are you ready? Great. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I would tithe 10% of it, and then the remaining 900K, I will split it into 3 sections. One section would be maybe 6 months worth of daily expenses. The next part, I will split it into value investing, so I will invest into some blue chip stock or REITs, and then the other half I would keep maybe about 500K for trading. So from the returns of this trading and dividends, right, I would then bring my parents for holiday, or maybe I would do some charity with it, and maybe enjoy some of it, maybe eating with friends or stuff like that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much for sharing. Yes, please take a seat. Yes. Okay, let's take about another 20 seconds to just make a note on some of what you observed from Serene's presentation. Can you identify, did she use any of the speech structures that was presented? Point, reason, example, point. Did she elaborate how she used the amount of money, or did she use the cost-benefit approach? Alright. Okay, we have, due to time, we will have this group, one of the volunteers, to come up to take this challenge. Who would like to do that? Sean? Yes. Sean, thank you. Yes. Yes, please stand over here because the camera is here. Alright, so after this session, I will be able to send you the video clip of how you perform and give you feedback, how to improve on your, to highlight your strength as well as your recommendation for the rest of the classmates. Alright, are you ready? It looks ready. Alright, so we're going to have the same question. If you have $1 million right now, what would you do with it?
We have $1 million right now. I'll first convert it into Sing dollars because we are staying in Singapore after all. I'll tithe 10% to my church, and I'll take a certain percentage to donate to charitable organizations so that I don't need to pay the tax of incurring this $1 million. I'll put the money to better use. Of that, I will think of areas of investment where I can invest in, or even organizations that is doing a mission out of Singapore, so I get to travel while doing something useful for the community as well.
Thank you very much, Sean. So that was an excellent presentation where you share your thoughts, right? So we will have the copy of the video where we'll play back in the next session, and we'll give you all the feedbacks from all your classmates as well. Alright, so to wrap things up today, to do a quick recap, we have identified the structures that will make your presentation more memorable, prep swing time, as well as stories, humor, and videos. Thank you.